Hi everyone, and welcome to this month's Twin Flame reading for June. And for the ones who joined me the first time, I just explain you a bit. This is the overlying energy. 2 cards came out for the whole month for all Twin Flames. And this is like for the Divine Feminine, a special card, and a personal message from your Divine Masculine Twin Flame. And for the Divine Masculines, a personal message from your Divine Feminine. Okay, let's start with the first card from the overlying energies and look at that. Oh, it's the woman holding a coin. And you kind of see that she very much knows who she is. And I feel like in this month that especially the Divine Feminine is healing around self-worth and valuing yourself. Maybe it's also going deeper, like living your life purpose and your finances, so that you also don't feel dependent on your Divine Masculine to provide for you, for example, because God is your source and not your twin flame. And so God, often through your twin flame, who is mirroring that to you, will help you to not create a codependent relationship, right? They will kind of like bring you back to God. Maybe they even will go a bit distant. So that you kind of focus on within and not so much on your Divine Masculine for support. Even, of course, that it's meant like to be this way more and more the closer you come to your twin flame. But God is first, then you, and then your twin flame. And so a codependent kind of relationship like we all kind of know, maybe from our parents or other role models we have in our life, it will not work with your twin flame. So it's really important for the Divine Feminines to come into your own self-worth and knowing who you are, and that you can handle your life, kind of your own shit, and that you don't need your Divine Masculine for that. And of course, like, he's coming with that into his self-worth too. It's not that he would be like better than you or something like that, because when you have that block of self-worth, he has that too, right? You're always in the same boat. You have the same wounds, they have the same pain points, the same blocks basically in your heart. You are one at the core. And so the other card is patience. And I love it because when you look closer, it says like 1010 at the clock, which is kind of another twin flame sign. But 10 kind of also means like focusing on yourself. Like 11 is kind of more like partnering, but 10 is kind of like focusing on yourself first. And yeah, there might be some patience involved this month. And no matter how it looks on the outside, on the inner, there's going on a lot. It's maybe also like an integration time, a processing time, because I feel like for a lot of twin flames, the month of May, there was a lot going on, like with being very close to each other and spending a lot of time with each other. And now it's kind of like to process that and what it brought up and kind of doing the homework. But kind of the number 16, like when you add it up as the number, it becomes 7, which is standing not only for life purpose, but also for passion, right? You are kind of cultivating by romancing yourself and focusing on yourself and being with God more and focusing on that, like kind of with the divine energy, you will invite a lot of romance for the summer in your life. That's kind of what you're cultivating within. So don't be discouraged when the patience card comes up and you feel like, oh no, I want things to move forward right now. But when you do the inner healing work, and especially with the teachings of union and the mirror exercise, and heal any upset that's coming up in your reality, you are never stuck. You're always moving forward. There is never a standstill. And yeah, it's sometimes you don't see something on the outside, but on the next day you can move 10 steps forward, where it looked the whole time nothing is happening. I experienced it myself in May, and I was very surprised. And yeah, God is preparing you perfectly, like with your inner work, so don't stop doing that. Okay, the important message for the Divine Feminine this month is, it's German, I translated to you, love yourself first. It's a very important message. And it's kind of similar to the, I just feel I have to put the light on. Yeah, that we see better. It says about to respect yourself, and that this will make you more attractive for love in your life. And we'll do like shift another light. Maybe that's kind of a bit better. Let me check it out. Yeah. So, and kind of like you see that he is kind of already like with one hand out of the door, kind of like leaving her, right? It's really, like I said in the beginning, to avoid to create a codependent or needy relationship. That's not gonna work with your twin flame, right? It's not attractive. It's kind of repelling when you don't love yourself, because that's kind of what is meant for the divine feminine, because you are kind of the flower. You are blossoming, and then the bee, kind of the divine masculine, is coming and attractive towards you. So respect yourself, come into your self-worth, and then kind of like your divine masculine gets more present, and you kind of manifest everything what you want in your union and how you deserve to be treated when you treat yourself this way. Okay, so your personal message from your divine masculine is understanding. You were never the problem. I know that now. So he might gain some awareness that he was maybe even upset with you, and that he realizes now, yeah, you were not the problem, the divine feminine, but that he has blocks too, and that he has to face some fears or wounds or whatever is coming up, maybe about his masculinity or his self-worth, his strength, that things got triggered, and that he also needs kind of some space, because especially the divine masculine needs often more space than divine feminine. Doesn't mean that you would not need space. I know that for myself too. I need that too. But yeah, that they are really also healing something. But just know for the divine feminine that he's like not judging you, and that he wants you the same like before, or like in May, like you experienced, and nothing changed like on the inner or for his love for you, but that he's facing some things right now. And you can help kind of both of you, even that you're not responsible for him and his healing, but by doing it the right thing, like loving yourself, respecting yourself, and valuing yourself, it helps him to kind of like move faster through his own stuff, so that you can meet each other like in peace and in love again, and yeah, kind of together, hand in hand, move forward on your journey. Okay, so the card for the divine masculine that came up was like to free yourself. Yeah, it looks kind of like a unicorn is caged, like, yeah, and it's really meant that it's time to take control back over your own life. That's the message. To claim, kind of to take your life in your own hands, because that it's often kind of, I feel a wound like in the collective from the divine masculine, that they felt controlled by the divine feminine. May it be like from a mother issue, may it be from a past relationship, that yeah, often the divine feminine was not loving herself, but also like in general, like from any relationships where he felt controlled. And kind of you might kind of have invoked some feelings of him where, because he loves you so much, that he feels kind of like out of control, like of his own life, because he might have never felt this love for a person, for someone like he feels for you. And so control is not working anymore, because the divine God is in control and is taking charge now over his life too. And he cannot kind of like go back, or from knowing this feeling, how it feels to be loved. And it maybe makes him like be afraid, that kind of like he loses control. But with God, you will always feel free. And especially like with your twin flame, you will always feel the most free. And of course, you help each other to not create a codependent relationship. Like I said, it will not work. You will kind of just guide each other back to God and to put yourself first. And then you come closer to each other and more magnetized. But I feel the divine masculine is kind of freeing himself from the false belief that somebody could have kind of control over him. And also that he's responsible for the divine feminine, because a lot of men may have seen that like from their fathers, that he's kind of the provider alone, like for the whole family, that kind of all the burden is on their shoulder. Now you're partnering with your divine feminine. You are equal. You're on the same level always. You match and meet each other on every single level, and nobody else will match you like your twin flame. You're always equal to each other. And so, yeah, just have patience for each other when this is going on this month, that there's a lot of healing time needed, or taking some space and going within, and also like working on kind of the things that God is showing you right now, maybe for the divine feminine with life purpose, and the divine masculine also like on his self-worth and freeing himself. That this is like you're not going backwards, right? Nothing bad is happening. And so the personal message for the divine masculine from your divine feminine, maybe you just need to hear that right now. I have never loved anyone the way that I love you. Oh, that's very sweet. Yeah, also men, right? Often women get more compliments from the outside. Men don't so often get compliments or nice, kind words from the outside. It's more that the divine feminine is receiving that. And so maybe you just needed to hear that right now, that you're very loved, even if you don't hear it every day, that God and your twin flame loves you like nobody else, and that you will, the more you open your heart, because only also when you feel free, you can open your heart more, and not when you feel like a slave, basically, and controlled, right? You are not able to open your heart more. But the moment you feel free with God, you will feel like how free you feel together with your twin flame, and that you become like a bird, right? Before, you're kind of like one wing, each other is one wing. And it's also like Jeff and Shalia say that in the Dreams Coming True e-course, you become like this bird that suddenly, like with two wings, can fly. Before, you were kind of crawling on the floor, you couldn't fly. But together you are more free than you were before, because with your twin flame everything gets amplified. You will like experience more freedom, more love than you can ever experience alone. And so maybe you just needed to hear that, how much you are loved, and that you're not doing anything wrong, that you are not kind of mean to hurt your divine feminine by taking space, and that she understands you too, right? Like the card understanding, that's kind of both ways, right? That you understand each other on a deep inner level because you are one. What's really going on? And nobody of you is the problem. It's all kind of part of the process into becoming your divine self, so that you can live a beautiful life with each other and create heaven on earth. Okay, say God bless all twin flames, your harmonious twin flame union, and take good care, and hear from you next month. Bye-bye.